They taught you how to work. They taught you how to save. Maybe they even taught you how to get a job and pay taxes. But they never taught you how money really works. I've studied the wealthiest men to ever live. And let me tell you, they didn't get rich by accident. They followed laws. Laws most people never hear about. Laws that the school system, your friends, and even your parents never mention because they never knew them. These are not tricks, not get-rich-quick schemes. These are eternal truths. And if you ignore them, you will always struggle with money. But if you learn them, you can build a fortune, not just for yourself, but for your children and their children after them. Today, I'll give you the 5 laws of money that no one ever taught you. And once you understand them, you'll never look at wealth the same way again. Law 1. Money rewards clarity of purpose. The first law of money is not something you learn in school, but it is the foundation upon which every fortune is built. Money flows to those who possess absolute clarity of purpose, not vague dreams, not random goals. I'm talking about a burning desire backed by a definite plan. You see, the average man walks through life like a leaf in the wind, pushed around by circumstances, other people's expectations, and fear. He says he wants more money, but ask him, how much? For what? By when? And he cannot answer. The wealthy, however, they are different. They move with purpose. They speak with certainty. Their mind is fixated on a vision so clear, it's as if it already exists. Andrew Carnegie didn't become the richest man of his time by chance. He had one purpose: to dominate the steel industry. Every decision he made aligned with that purpose. Henry Ford, he had one aim: to build an affordable car for every family in America. That clarity guided every step of his empire. And me? My purpose was to study the most successful men in the world, distill their wisdom, and pass it on to you. That clarity gave me a mission, and that mission became my fortune. If your goal is just to make more money, you'll end up chasing pennies. But if your goal is to earn $1 million by age 40, build a business that serves 100,000 people, or retire your parents within 5 years, now you have direction. Now your mind can focus. Understand this. Money is a servant, not a master. And like any servant, it needs clear orders. When you tell your mind exactly what to aim for, it activates what science now calls the reticular activating system. Your brain starts filtering information differently. Opportunities begin to stand out. Is it magic? No, it's clarity. A confused mind says no, but a focused mind says, let's go. So let me ask you, what is your definite purpose? Can you describe it in one sentence? Can you wake up every morning and repeat it with conviction? If you cannot, you are walking in fog. And in fog, there is no wealth. Write it down. Say it daily. See it as if it already exists. And then act, because clarity without action is still a dream. But clarity with action, that's a fortune in the making. Law 2. Money avoids emotional spenders. The second law of money is subtle, but deadly if ignored. Money avoids emotional spender. I've seen it over and over. A man works hard, earns a little extra, and suddenly he buys what he doesn't need to impress people he doesn't like. With money, he shouldn't be spending. Why? Because deep down he doesn't feel rich. And so he buys things pretend he is. But let me be blunt. If your spending habits are driven by feelings, not strategy, you will never build wealth. Emotion is the enemy of money. That surge of excitement when you see the new car. That little voice that says, you deserve it. The instant gratification of one-click purchases. Those are traps. I once spoke with a man who made $200,000 a year, but had $0 in savings. Not because he didn't earn enough, but because every bonus went to a bigger house, a newer phone, a flashier lifestyle. And he told me, Napoleon, I feel like I'm chasing wealth, but I'm always behind. And I replied, you're not chasing wealth. You're chasing the feeling of being wealthy. That is a dangerous path, because feelings change. Emotions are unstable, and the market does not care how you feel. Let me be clear. Wealth is not built through spending. Wealth is built through discipline. The truly wealthy are not impulsive. They plan their spending like a general plans a war. They delay gratification, invest in assets that multiply. And understand this. Every dollar you spend emotionally is a dollar stolen from your future. The poor chase pleasure. The rich chase freedom. And freedom is bought through wisdom, not impulse. So before you spend to feel better, pause. Ask yourself, is this serving my long-term vision or feeding my short-term ego? Because your bank account doesn't care about your emotions, but it will always reflect your habits. Law 3, money follows value, not time. Let me tell you a truth the world rarely admits. You are not paid for your time. You are paid for the value you bring during that time. You can work 10 hours a day digging holes and still live paycheck to paycheck. But someone else works 2 hours writing a single email and earns $10,000. Why? Because money does not respect time. It respects value. The employee who clocks in at 9 and leaves at 5 and does only what's asked of him will earn enough to survive. But the one who finds ways to improve the system, who saves the company thousands, who leads, solves, innovates, that person becomes irreplaceable. And money flows toward the irreplaceable. The mistake most people make is believing that if they simply work hard for long enough, they'll get rich. But the truth? You don't get rich by effort alone. You get rich by impact. Think of Warren Buffett. He reads, he thinks, he moves slow, yet his value per decision is worth billions. A surgeon who performs one life-saving operation may only work for 2 hours, but their value? Priceless. So ask yourself, am I trading hours or am I building value? The man who cleans 100 cars a day makes a living. The man who builds a machine that cleans 1,000 cars an hour makes a fortune. Money multiplies in proportion to the leverage you create. Leverage of skill, leverage of systems, leverage of value. That's why the path to wealth is not just about more hours. It's about smarter moves. Now, don't misunderstand me. Hard work matters. But without value, it's a treadmill. You move, but you go nowhere. The wealthy learn to ask one key question every day. How can I increase the value I bring to the world today? Because the more value you give, the more money comes back. Not instantly, not always visibly, but inevitably. So if you want money to chase you, stop selling time. Start building value. Not instantly, not always visibly, but inevitably. So if you want money to chase you, stop selling time. Start building value. Law 4, money demands clarity. You cannot attract what you do not understand. And this, my friend, is where most people fail. They say, I want to be rich. But when I ask them, how rich? They fall silent. When I ask by when, they change the subject. When I ask, doing what? They shrug. They don't have a plan, just a wish. And let me be clear, wishing is not clarity. Wishing is poverty in disguise. Money is like a magnet, but a magnet only works when it's charged with purpose. If your goal is foggy, your results will be foggy. The wealthy don't guess. They know. They have numbers. They have timelines. They have reasons that burn in their chest. A man once told me, I want to make more money. So I handed him $1 and said, there, you just did. Is that enough? He laughed, but then he understood. If your goal is vague, your progress will be invisible. Money responds to specifics. Let me ask you, do you know exactly how much money you need? To buy your freedom? Do you know how many income streams you have? How much you need to invest every month? What percentage of your income leaks into emotion-based spending? If you don't track it, you can't grow it. Imagine a pilot saying, I want to fly somewhere warm. Would you get on that plane? Of course not. Yet most people treat their finances the same way. Vague goals, no coordinates, no map. And they wonder why they're lost. Wealth requires direction. The truly wealthy wake up each day with purpose on paper, not just passion in their heads. They set financial targets. They measure progress. They adjust course. because they understand this. Money loves clarity. Confusion repels it. So I ask you now, not later, what is your exact financial goal for the next 12 months? How will you earn it? Where will it go? And why does it matter? Answer those questions, and you'll stop wandering. Law 5. Wealth requires inner alignment. Now, let me share with you a truth so powerful. Most men run from it their entire lives. You cannot become rich if you feel poor inside. The outer world of wealth is a reflection of the inner world of belief. You may read every finance book. You may start 10 businesses. You may hustle day and night. But if deep inside you feel unworthy, if you carry guilt, shame, or fear around money, the money will never stay. Why? Because money follows alignment. Alignment between what you desire and what you believe you deserve. A man who believes money is evil will sabotage every chance he has to earn it. A woman who grew up watching her parents fight over bills may unconsciously avoid success, just to avoid reliving that stress. We are not just chasing money. We are also chasing freedom from our past. I once knew a man who earned a fortune, only to lose it all within months. He didn't believe he deserved it. He hadn't done the inner work. And without inner work, there is no outer wealth. Let me say this plainly. If your subconscious beliefs and your financial goals are in conflict, your beliefs will win. Always. That's why you must reprogram the mind. Not just learn strategies, but rewrite your inner script. Ask yourself, what do I truly believe about money? Do I feel shame for wanting more? Do I think rich people are greedy? Do I fear judgment if I succeed? Until you face those answers, you'll remain stuck. Wealth is not just about doing. It's about becoming. Becoming someone who feels deserving. Someone who sees money as a tool, not a threat. Someone who welcomes abundance without guilt. Because the moment your mind and your mission align, money stops resisting you. It starts flowing. And it comes not from desperation, but from power. This is why I always said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But you must believe it, not just on the surface, deep in your soul, because no amount of effort will overcome a poor self-image. But once you believe you're meant for wealth, the world begins to open its doors. You'll begin building, because money, like a soldier, marches only when it receives a clear command. So, let us remember, Law 1, money follows purpose. Without a mission, money wanders. With a mission, it marches. Law 2, money reward value. Not effort, not time, but the impact you create. Law 3, money multiplies through systems. Wealth is not built on willpower. It's built on structure. Law 4, money demands clarity. Vague goals create vague results. Precision is power. Law 5, wealth requires inner alignment. Until you believe you're worthy of wealth, it will resist you. My friend, these are not just lessons. They are laws. And like all laws of nature, they work whether you know them or not. But once you understand them, once you live them, the game changes forever. You no longer chase money. You become the kind of person money is drawn to. This is your invitation, not just to listen, but to become. And as I always said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Now go, think rich, act bold, live free.